last bit of music.
Yo, how much music does Ice have, yo? He just said that was the last bit of music.
No, I said it just to touch on that, but we were talking about people rebelling, and NDIRE pulled her stuff off Spotify.
Oh, true. We can
No, mad people now.
No. Stop. This is not that simple. This is mad deep now.
Okay.
This is mad.
It's way more
mad
than NDIRE.
deep now. So let's go over it because I think we touched this on Patreon. It don't matter. Let's go over it. Let's go over it now. Joe Rogan, the biggest podcaster in the world, hands down. Probably not even podcaster. Probably just
Broadcaster
in the
he's up
world
there.
by far. Goes through some things because of how wide his audience is. And he gets up there and he invites people with contrasting opinions to counter and rebut some of his wild shit that he says. And he's been doing this with the vaccine and shit for a long time. Joe Rogan is exclusively signed to Spotify for like $300 million. Deep, ill, right? Neil Young said, I cannot support this. It's going to be Joe Rogan or me. I cannot keep my music, and his bag is deep.
It is.
I can't keep my music there and support this while Joe Rogan is there. To my interpretation, I thought Spotify said, I hear you, but suck my dick, we rolling with our guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the person we paid, and this is the person that we're going with. But then,
there's been a couple other names.
what I didn't factor in was Neil Young has friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And his friends ain't regular friends.
No.
His name is held in high regard with white elite legend artists. Yo, pull up the list.
It's a list.
NDIRE is great, and we're gonna get there.
Joni Mitchell.
But
It was
it's
a bunch.
like Queen.
Yeah. Paul McCartney.
No,
Paul McCartney was on that list.
Barbra
One list I saw.
Streisand.
it's another group. One of the big
Let's
white
pull it
groups.
up so we're not guessing.
Well, we haven't found like a definitive list, but it was. I saw Stones thrown in there. I saw Queen thrown in there.
Queen
I've seen
was in there.
I saw Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Like, yeah,
I've seen some of the biggest names
ever.
That got old school catalogs.
Yes.
That's
So
which,
that's
which
your
again,
potential.
back to the conversation we had last time, is 70% of music
They said they
income
lost
generation.
the day that they announced the first one.
Yeah,
Neil Young. They lost $4 billion on the stock market that day.
And I saw, I don't follow stock market,
Allegedly.
but I saw a lot of people saying, dog, everything went down. It wasn't
Could be.
like everything's down.
Gotcha.
So it's
might not
easy
be
to say
strictly
it
tied,
was.
yeah.
Could not be necessarily directly correlated.
But I mean,
was just saying.
the threat of this being a
This could become
broader
yeah.
ban.
This become a mass exodus.
what's crazy, though?
There's a problem there.
If you really want to
Well,
look
it's
at it.
already a problem.
So these people have a problem with him putting misinformation out about vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
But he can run around saying nigga anytime he feel like it and nobody calls for a boycott at that. That's crazy to me. Like, we cancel everybody, right? We
Has he done that?
said nigga? Bro, they have a
Fam,
verbal collage of him
Yeah.
saying nigga.
Got it.
And it's like 2-3 minutes long.
You
of
get what I'm
just
saying?
him
So
saying the word
he
over
can
and
say
over and over.
whatever he wants to say about race-related shit, and nobody says a fucking word. But somebody else will get canceled in a heartbeat. If they say something about other minority groups, they'll get canceled. And that's crazy to me. And that's where everybody be mad at me because I'm always pushing money, money, money. But that's what separates all the other shit. When you got enough money or enough money is generated from you, you could do what the fuck you want to do. In America.
I disagree a little bit. I think that comes from us just never being unified. Because if we are the biggest purchasers, we have all the buying power in.
Not in his demo.
But what I'm saying is, if all of us were to come together, and anytime someone says nigga or something like that, we cancel them the same way. If you piss off certain other organizations, they wouldn't even allow that. They'd be afraid of that before it even gets to that point.
No, they won't.
I would need more information on the racist stuff with him. 'Cause
They
I don't know if
wouldn't.
that's true, and I don't want to put that on him.
I'm
without
telling you,
having
I
some-
saw a video.
I've seen a lot of videos of people.
This ain't no deep fake. Like
Oh, okay.
this was video. It was just they took a bunch of clips, ran it together.
He might be a racist. I don't know. I just don't like putting that.
Even
shit
if
on
you're
someone.
not a racist, he might not be
He
a
could just be a
racist.
shock. Like I'm just trying to get.
He
people
might not
pissed
be a
off.
racist because I've seen interviews of him with black people and he seems like he genuinely fucks with them and kicks it. That's a possibility. What I'm saying is that we can't make comments about certain minority groups, whether you are anti that group or not. We shy away from them on the show.
Correct. Why?
Based on the ability for them to cancel us. I'm gonna touch on your point, Ice.
Pause.
Black people make up 13%, I think, of the country. So our demo oftentimes is not powerful enough or financially capable of crippling somebody like that. That's the difference between some of the other minority groups. They have people in positions of power financially that could stop you from eating.
Fam, if we were to buy it together and collectively say, yo, we are not fucking with that. We're not putting our money
in
behind
Spotify. Spotify don't fire him.
They feel it.
They feel it. They don't fire
feel it. Something might change. Now
They feeling it now.
Now hold on.
They're
based on our demo.
But wait. Hold on, please. Ish.
Y'all taking this somewhere else. So
Let's go back 5 years. Let's say we were bounded together then, or 6 years, however long ago, to where we are on that list of people, yo, you can't piss off the blacks. Because they act. We don't come together, dog.
I'm not disagreeing.
We are
I'm not
separated.
disagreeing with you. You doing apples and oranges. And I don't want to stay on this. I'm talking about, you could do that in retail. You could do that in certain spaces. But in this particular space, I'm talking about Joe Rogan space. His demo ain't necessarily us. So his
Correct.
demo is gonna still support him. Regardless
Yes,
of
his demo.
let me
Yes.
finish, Ice.
Yes.
Regardless of what his point is and what he says about us, his demo still gonna tune into him every week. So we ain't gonna put a dent in Spotify posting him on the radio. They're not gonna say a fucking thing because the numbers is gonna still be the numbers. Now in positions like retail, Gucci do some shit. We're a big supporter of Gucci. And retail stuff, we spend all our fucking money everywhere.
Right.
So now we can dent they shit. I'm talking about for him in other spaces, we don't necessarily hold a power.
If we were united and the biggest fucking artists, your Drakes, your biggest black artists said, I'm not fucking with Spotify, they listen, dog.
It's a possibility.
That's what I'm telling. I don't just mean us as I'm talking about black people. If we could get on the same page for once,
It's possible.
we could make a change.
You think Drake's on the black side? Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
I do. I think
got it.
his peers will push him to do that, even if he wasn't.
Listen, this is when y'all unpack some shit for 20 minutes, and then the important shit I have to say about it is like, but this is when I knew that something was serious here. Spotify is no longer letting people cancel subscription.
Wait, what?
You lying.
No, it's fixed now. But this gentleman goes on to say their customer service system is completely overwhelmed. People are asking to cancel and being told they cannot.
Oh, shit.
These are called tech games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Presumably, Spotify will allow cancellations again at some point once their system is not so flooded. Share any interactions you're having with them. This is the people spreading the good word out there. To answer the first question y'all are asking, no. Preventing people from canceling is not legal. It's deceptive business practice and forbidden in every state that I know of. Also violates FTC regulations. Yeah. If this lasts for hours, it's a tech issue. If it's longer, it becomes a legal issue. That's what told me, this is a little more serious than I thought. And then the other day I woke up and Joe Rogan himself had a video out.
Yeah.
As the biggest broadcaster in the world, when you come out to address whatever's going on out of your cubby hole,
Somebody might have pushed you to do that.
somebody asked you to do it or urged you to do it, presumably your business partners. Also, Spotify now has a vaccine-sensitive content label that they put over anything vaccine-related. So they are doing their best damage control job. But if more artists join this, depending on who those artists are,
then it gets different.
This can get different fast.
I agree.
And I mean, from the artist standpoint, Spotify pays out the least. So if you're some of these big people, you're like, take that shit off. I don't really care. I'll make triple that money on Apple in Tidal. And if you go to Apple or Tidal right now, by the way, we love Neil. Whole playlist.
Neil Young at heart.
We love Joni. Big playlist.
Joni Mitchell never lied.
They're not stupid. They're not playing around.
That's funny.
I also learned this on Twitter, which I did not know. Apparently, Neil Young is not the one to play with about these things because he's him. This says, and I'm reading, Anna Lauren, hello to you. Love you. The thing about Neil Young is that he contracted polio as a child in the 50s, years before a vaccine was available. After being released from the hospital, he had to relearn how to walk. Mm-hmm. Polio left him permanently disabled, contributed to a serious anxiety disorder, and affects his life to this day.
Joni Mitchell as well.
Neil also has epilepsy, as does his daughter. His 2 sons have cerebral palsy. He wrote a whole album called Trans as a way to communicate with one of them. He and his wife also founded a nonprofit called the Bridge School for kids with severe disabilities.
Joni Mitchell also was a victim of polio in her youth. So they tried to spin it and say that they were like pushing the vaccine shit. Mm-hmm. They really were affected physically and life-altering shit.
I say that to say diseases. They have the right man for this fight.
Yeah.
Him and Joni. Joni Mitchell
got the right people.
It was both of them.
Like this matter is just near and dear to his heart.
And he's been about that protest shit. Like Ohio is a song from the 60s about when they shot people at Ohio campus. 4 Dead in Ohio is a song. Like he's been in the protest game for 50 years, 60 years, whatever it's been.
Woodstock jokers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is an incredible story that I might have slept on at the time because I know that Spotify is not abandoning Joe Rogan. They're heavy invested there.
Yeah.
But that could change.
I mean, if you get all these artists that are reportedly on board with the boycott, that's going to be pressure.
It's within the realm of possibility. Yeah. It is.
But we've seen that just because, like you said, you made Joe Rogan jump out on the camera and start addressing some shit.
That's true.
So that right there says, yo, there's some heat at the front door.
Ice has a point with regards to if every single artist of a certain genre, ethnicity were to pull, then it definitely would make some waves. But I was talking about him specifically in his demo. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like him specifically in his demo, we ain't necessarily listening to Joe Rogan at a clip.
Correct.
That would
and
affect him.
I'm with Ish. For all of the people that if we got together, we can impact change all the black people. Hey, I'm with you. But for all of us, it's just as many white people that if they say nigger, they attract.
Yeah.
They attract an audience.
A whole different audience.
It's not to be lost that Rogan has these clips floating around, and he's also the largest broadcaster in the world. There's a reason that he is able to, I'm not saying that's the reason he's great at what he does, but there are a few reasons going on as to why that is there.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Nujo Budden. Enough of daddy.